Well, well, well. Looks like we're back in the village, doesn't it? Just heading left now on Ulica Siena. Cutting into the old town itself. And taking Siena Street brings us on the way to the main large Rynek, to the small Maly Rynek, the small market. Just clocked a symbol of the hospitalitors, not sure what that's about. What were they doing here? Of us. The Maly Rynek, not so popular, and probably a much nicer place to sit out in front of a little cafe, perhaps, enjoying some peace and quiet. Unless you'd like to actually people watch and see the hubbub of, oh my goodness, who's this? I thought it was the gaunt features of my friend Nick the Australian. Did I mention he's from Australia? Uncanny resemblance. And the St Mary's Church up at the top, and I was reading that if you wanted to climb all the steps to the top, it's actually free to get to the viewing terrace with a very nice outlook over the market square below. But it's the last thing I'm thinking of doing, to be honest. Maybe tomorrow if I've got more energy. And here's that man, Adam Mickiewicz. I was reading a little bit the other day, only a very small piece about him. We've encountered him in other videos, haven't we? And he's claimed by various countries as the sort of national poet figure. His greatest claim to fame is evidently his poem, his very, very long epic poem, Pan Tadeusz. Not to be mixed up with Pan Tadeusz Kościuszko. It's another Tadeusz, a fictional one. A character who was in the story around during the tail end of the Napoleonic Wars. And if you know your poetry, apparently it's a great poem. Here he is in all his glory. Probably never visited Krakow in his life. No, I'm just making that bit up to be cynical, you know. Some of the folks who would otherwise be going elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder, trying to get into some kind of spot where they can get the best view for their pictures. You know the sort of people I mean. Yeah. Obsessed with looking at life through the back of a camera lens. What's wrong with them? I mean us. I mean them. Or do I mean us? Do we want to go in the Sukiennice hall? Can't do any harm, can it? And now once we're in here, the light is going to be a factor. Not an over heavily decorated ceiling, but still some nice emblems of cities in Poland, beneath which are the many stalls which are ready to take your money in exchange for their wares, whether it's jewellery or handbags, purses, wood-carved products, dolls, amber, silver, gold, souvenirs of all types and varying qualities, religious icons if you're interested. And this is the nice little Sukiennice cloth hall. Not too much cloth on offer from what we saw there. We've got animal skins and all kinds of related items at this end of the hallway, as well as ceramic mugs, scarves. No Turkish salesmen inviting me in for a cup of tea. More of those emblems of different towns, like Tarnów, for example, Nisa, Opole, Szczecin, Oświęcim, Bytom, Katowice, Ratibórz. And now we've reached this end. Oh, just out of curiosity, as he passes the leather goods, I think I'll go and see what the toilet situation is here. Open 8 in the morning until midnight, that's always a good sign. What I'm really curious about is ile kosztuje? How much does it cost? Well, I got my answer. The toilet is 2 zloty here, which feels a little more comfortable. 50. What do they call half a dollar in the United States? Half a buck or something? 50 cents. Less than half the price of the castle toilet, so yeah, don't mind paying 2 zloty under the circumstances, but those castle prices were a bit silly, if you ask me. So we'll head out this way, primarily because we haven't walked down this street, and I thought it would be a little better than walking just out the way we came in. My camera got a wave. I think it's my camera got a wave, not so much me. And she had a boyfriend, and she was young enough to be my granddaughter, so yes, keep those thoughts to yourself, creepy old man with a camera. Sławkowska. This is a street which was mentioned online, I noticed in some people's comments, as being a place where you could get some decent rates for your currency exchange. Just saying, that's what I've heard. It's not word on the street, it's word on the internet. Could be right, but these things can always change, subject to change. Do a little bit of checking yourself rather than changing money and then regretting once it sinks in how little you've got for your hard-earned dollar or euro or pound or Indian rupee for that matter. We're crossing over Jagiellonska again, but a bit further north than where we were the last time.
I'll be on that print.
So I guess this is roughly where the Jewish community got moved up to from their original location. But don't quote me on that. And obviously then Kazimierz became a hub for Jewish folk as well later on. And here he is, the man. A bust of Jan Matejko, Jan the man. He's even got a nice fountain in front of him. The great painter, grandfather of the Polish young art painting movement. And I wonder what's on the other side. Could it be a museum dedicated to his paintings? Let's have a look. Well, knock me down with a feather, clever Trevor. It's like a museum of beautiful arts to me, with some ugly modern paintings. Yeah, that immediately puts me off the idea of what the exhibition's going to look like. That's a shame. Built in 1898 to 1901, in eclectic Art Nouveau style for museum and exhibition purposes. Stucco frieze designed by that rascal Jacek Malczewski. Symbolic representation or presentation of an artist's way through life. The man who always used to paint himself, his face in the characters. And why not? Cheaper than paying for a model, I imagine. I didn't go in because it looks like the exhibitions at the moment are modern paintings, relatively modern paintings, which I don't like. What I'll do, I think, online, if I can remember tonight, is check this out and see if there's a permanent exhibition of Jan Mateko's work and perhaps Jacek Malczewski's. And then if it looks as though there is a reasonably sized exhibition, a permanent exhibition, which I will appreciate, then I'll check the ticket prices. Tomorrow's my last day. Whether it's worth spending time in there if I'm really not going to appreciate the works of Barbara Pałka Winek and Leon something or other, Istek. We'll have to see. That remains to be seen, doesn't it? That remains to be seen. More of the Frieze by Malczewski. Well, there's a bust of Stanisław Wyspiański, remember him. And similarly, there are two more characters here. No idea who they are. The names aren't given. They'll have to remain mysteries. Ooh, another name I know. Artur Grotke. Another bastion which has gone missing. Several of our bastions have gone missing. Pashnikov was here, but long since departed. Just to check in with you where we are. You see up here, up in the north-western corner of the old town, at the perimeter edge. And the hostel is going to be up over here, so not very far, to be truthful. Dutch and Polish sports bar. Let's play darts. Live sports, football, darts and Formula One. Sounds like a bit of a tragedy to me, but oh wait, hang on a minute. Now it's just got interesting. The missing cow from Panu has reappeared here in Krakow. Well. The pigeons are settled on branches. Pigeons, not everybody's favourite. Maybe I could interest you in a crow, sir. Or perhaps an owl. And what about this one over here? A hawk. Bit bizarre. All the netting. I guess they love to come and get at the strawberries and the flower seeds if they can. Or are the birds stealing underwear and t-shirts and bed linen? It's a first for me anyway. I'm living inside an aviary.